Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm actually recording two different recipes, but this video is about no-bake cookies. Now, this has been a staple since I was a young girl. We didn't have a lot of money, but we did like cookies. So we were able to actually make these ourselves when we were younger. I did get this recipe off of allrecipes.com. Link is in the description box below. And my eyes are tired, so I apologize. I have to put my readers on. Prep time is 10 minutes. Cook time is 5 minutes. Additional time, 30 minutes. I'm going to assume that's to cool things off. Total time is 45 minutes. So here's the ingredients, okay? 1 3/4 cups of sugar, half a cup or 1 stick of butter, 4 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder, half a cup of peanut butter. This recipe calls for crunchy peanut butter, but I'm not ever in my life ever going to buy crunchy peanut butter. So I'm using creamy peanut butter. You do what feels right for you. 3 cups of cooking oats, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, and wax paper. Oh, and a half a cup of milk. I thought I was missing something there. So the directions are: you combine the sugar, butter, milk, and cocoa in a medium saucepan, bring to a boil, stirring often. Boil for exactly 1.5 minutes. Remove from heat, and that's when I'll bring it over here from the stove. Stir in peanut butter, add oats and vanilla. Stir until well combined. Step 2 is drop by the teaspoonfuls onto wax paper. Let cool until hardened. Now, I'm actually going to lay my wax paper out on my counter back here. So when we get to that point, I'm going to turn my back to the camera. So I'm going to turn the camera off, obviously. I'm going to lay out all of my cookies. And once they cool, I'll come back and show you the end product and do a little taste test. Because, you know, what's life without tasting your wares, right? And then that'll be the end of the video. But, you know, please come and cook along with me. I'm going to head on over to the stove. I'm not going to move my camera. Well, okay, I'll move my camera over to the stove so you can see what I'm doing over there. I already have all the ingredients on this tray that I'm going to bring over to the stove. I'm using my big cast iron pot because of the fact that I'm a single person and I have the bare minimum as far as kitchen stuff. You know, I have enough stuff for just me. So I'm using what I've got readily available to me. If you have a gourmet kitchen full of wonderful gadgets, congratulations, you're winning at this game. But I am not a professional cook. I cook just for myself. So, and for Phyllis. She just got done eating some rice and some chicken gizzards with eggs. Her tummy's been upset lately, so the rice will help her. And I think she's all done with it. Yeah, she ate it all. So she's a little bit spoiled. But so Phyllis is napping. I'll move the camera over to where the pot is. No judging, right? I have a big old pot for this thing, and then we'll come back over here and I'll mix the rest of the ingredients. Okay? Sound good? Alrighty. We'll talk to you in a minute. Alrighty. So I need to cook these until they boil. Okay. We just make sure we have this. We have combine sugar, butter, milk, and cocoa in a medium saucepan. Bring to a boil, stirring often. Boil for exactly 1.5 minutes. Remove from heat and stir in peanut butter, add oats and vanilla, stir until well combined. Okay, 1.5 minutes it is then. Here we go. Before I start doing that, I'm going to lay out my wax paper. Now, wax paper, my friends, is different from parchment paper, just so you know. And I'm sure that you could use parchment paper if that's what you've got, but the wax paper is just a smidgen thicker than parchment paper, and it's got that waxy film on it, so it's easier to pull the cookies off of the wax paper than it would be for parchment paper. Because parchment paper doesn't have that waxiness. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below, but I think that's the difference between wax paper and parchment paper. All right, so here we go. I am going to put and I have a gas stove, so it kind of makes me nervous. I'm going to put mine on 4, just under medium heat, okay? And I'm going to put in the butter first, and then I'm going to pour the sugar, and then the cocoa, and then the milk. Simply because I don't want to burn my milk. Okay? Recipe is in the description box below, and the link to where I got the recipe also in the description box below. I want to thank you for joining me. This is fun, cooking along with someone, right? Even if only one person, let me get my pot holder here. Even if only one person watches this video, it's worth it to me. It makes me feel like I'm not cooking alone, right? All right. And there's the milk. Cut up that butter here. Help it to melt a little bit better. Go. Move this one. Okay, now we need to stir in the peanut butter. Get all of that peanut butter. Okay. Stirring the peanut butter. Adding the vanilla. Now I'm adding the oats. Lovely. It's so pretty, isn't it? I love the look of chocolate. And these are actually quite, you know, lovely to have as a snack. You got that, the chewiness of the oats, and you've got the chocolate and the peanut butter and that little tiny slightest hint of vanilla. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling. I'm going to make sure all of that gets off my spoon. Okay. Make sure everything is combined nicely. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop them onto my wax paper, which is behind me. And then we'll come back once they're cool, and I'll show you the presentation of the finished product, right? I usually just do my regular spoons, right? And I'll have one, and then I'll scrape it off and do the drops like that. So that's how I'm going to work it now. I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, everybody, so we are back with the no-bake cookies, and this is how they turned out. Let me give them a quick little try. Let me get a small one because I'm about ready to make dinner for myself. So I'll get this little one. Delicious. I love how these no-bake cookies are, they have that chewiness to them. And you can taste the peanut butter. They have that hint of vanilla. And that, I use a dark chocolate cocoa powder because I like the dark chocolate better than I like milk chocolate or semi-sweet chocolates. Like when I make chocolate chip cookies, and you'll see that in my chocolate chip cookie video, I use dark chocolate chips just because that's my personal preference. But this is lovely. This is lovely. And what a great little cookie to have. Just keep it in the refrigerator. I'm going to be putting this in a sealed container just to have for when you have that sweet craving to have a little sweet treat. It's the perfect size, and it's the perfect little, you know, pick-me-up too, right? You can have one with a lunch, or have one after dinner, maybe two after dinner. And it's a nice little treat. I don't usually cook with a lot of chocolate because Phyllis can't have chocolate. And I know that I baked her little biscuits special for her, but usually she ends up finishing my dinner, so and that's on me. But I spoil her because she's a rescue and she had a really tough life before she came to me and rescued me. So I want to make sure that she gets the very best all the time. So I don't usually cook with things that might be harmful for her, just because I don't want her to end up getting a hold of them, because that would be devastating for me. But I really do love chocolate. So making one of these and being able to go into the refrigerator and sneak one while she's not looking makes me feel a little bit sly, but also it's a nice little treat for myself because I deserve to nurture myself just as everyone should be nurturing themselves, right? So I hope that you enjoy these, and let me know in the comment section, how often do you make this, or is this something that you enjoy making? Is this something that is nostalgic for you? It's definitely nostalgic for me because this was like the first cookie that I ever learned how to make when I was a child, and me and my brother used to make them together on the stovetop. So there you have it. If there are any recipes you would like for me to try out on this channel, let me know in the comment section below. And thanks for joining me and cooking with me. I really do appreciate you, and I want you to have a fabulous time and treat yourself well. See you soon.